1980s, the golden age of neon lights, cassette tapes, Saturday morning cartoons, and fast food that seemed bigger, brighter, and bolder than ever. It was a time when chains weren't just selling meals. They were selling fantasies. Shiny commercials, wild mascots, and limited-time menu items that seemed like magic. But here's the thing. What's behind that flashy marketing? There were secrets, scandals, and menu items so controversial that chains would rather you forget they ever existed. Today, we're digging into fast food secrets from the 80s they don't want you to remember. The good, the bad, and the downright disgusting. And when we get to number one, you'll never see fast food the same way again. Let's get into it. Number 7. Burger King's Herb the Nerd. Burger King was losing ground to McDonald's in the mid-80s, so their big idea? Hire a fictional nerd named Herb and run a national campaign saying, "Find Herb," a man who had never eaten a Whopper in his life. Sounds cute, right? Except Burger King never actually explained who Herb was until late in the campaign. People were confused. Some thought it was a contest scam. Franchise owners hated it because it distracted from selling food. By the time Herb finally appeared in commercials, no one cared, and sales dropped instead of rising. It's now considered one of the biggest ad flops in fast food history. All that hype for a fictional guy who just wanted a burger. Number 6. Domino's 30-minute guarantee chaos. In the 80s, Domino's launched their now infamous 30 minutes or it's free deal. The catch? Delivery drivers started running red lights and speeding to avoid losing money. The promotion was meant to make Domino's a hero in fast food delivery, but it turned into a public safety nightmare. Lawsuits piled up, injuries were reported, and by the 90s the guarantee was scrapped in the US entirely. It's a perfect example of how corporate greed for speed can put lives on the line. Number 5. The McDLT Styrofoam scandal. Keep the hot side hot, the cool side cool. In the mid-1980s, McDonald's launched the McDLT, a burger served in a split styrofoam container, hot meat on one side, fresh toppings on the other. It was marketed like a taste revolution. Lettuce stayed crunchy, tomato stayed firm, only the patty stayed warm. People loved the concept, until they didn't. Why? Because the packaging was pure pollution. That styrofoam took hundreds of years to degrade and was clogging landfills and highways faster than people could say arcade. By the late 80s, environmental activists were staging protests, showing photos of littered McDLT containers everywhere. Even Ronald McDonald became a target of mock rallies. McDonald's eventually caved, not for taste but to save face, and phased it out entirely. Imagine buying a burger that's technically fast food and fast poison to the planet. That's the 80s for you. Convenience with a styrofoam side of regret. Number 4. Wendys, Where's the Beef? Wendys hit marketing gold in 1984 with their Where's the Beef? Commercials, an old lady roasting other burger chains for having tiny patties. But while the slogan was everywhere, Wendy's restaurants struggled to keep up with the hype. Some stores actually ran out of beef during the craze. The company also failed to follow up with a strong second act. And the popularity of the campaign didn't translate into long-term sales growth. A win for pop culture, but not so much for Wendy's bottom line. Number 3. The McPeisa. Yes, McDonald's once tried to sell pizza in the late 80s. They even redesigned their kitchens to include pizza ovens. The problem? McDonald's built its brand on speed, but their pizza took over 10 minutes to make. Basically an eternity in fast food time. Drive-through lines jammed, customers bailed, and the McPeisa quietly disappeared by the mid-90s. Some locations in Canada kept selling it for decades, making it a bizarre cult item. But for most of the world, McPeisa is just a cheesy footnote in McDonald's history. Number 2. Taco Bell's seafood salad. Taco Bell in the 80s was experimenting with new menu items, and one of the strangest was the seafood salad. Think taco shell bowl filled with lettuce, shrimp, whitefish, and snow crab. It was marketed as a healthy alternative. But in reality, the fish wasn't fresh. The lettuce often wilted, and the whole thing was more mayo than seafood. Customers complained, sales tanked, and the dish vanished in under 2 years. It's the kind of menu item that makes you wonder, what were they thinking? Hold up. Before we get to number 1, which might just blow your socks off, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Which 1980s fast food fail shocked you the most so far? Your clicks and comments fuel these deep dives. Now, let's get to the big one. Number 1, the Skippy meat scandal, horse meat in your burger. In 1981, Australian meat suppliers were caught smuggling horse and kangaroo meat into packages labeled as beef. The meat was exported to the US, and yes, it ended up in burgers at major fast food chains. This wasn't just bad quality control, it was outright fraud. Entire facilities were caught passing off pet food grade meat as beef, and customers had no idea. Imagine biting into what you thought was classic fast food beef, only to realize you were eating an entirely different breed. The scandal caused an international uproar, export bans, and tighter food safety laws. But the fact that it happened at all still sends chills down the spine of anyone who remembers it. The 80s might have been a fun, flashy decade, but as we've seen, it wasn't all neon lights and drive-through happiness. Behind every burger wrapper and fry carton, there's a story, and some of them are hard to swallow. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your own 80s fast food memories in the comments. We'll see you again on the next episode of Grease Trap.